Lust is ruining your ability to love. Having sex with someone does not automatically make your relationship stronger. Sometimes it can do the exact opposite, and I know that sounds contradictory, because if intimacy brings two people closer, shouldn't sex make love stronger? Well, not always. Sometimes the problem isn't that you don't love someone, the problem is that you've learned to confuse lust with love. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways lust slowly destroys your ability to love. The last one is the most important, because if you don't understand it, you can destroy a relationship without even realizing it. 1. Lust makes you fall in love with a fantasy. When you're attracted to someone, you don't always see the real person. You see the version of them your mind creates. You imagine the conversations, the relationship, the moments together, and eventually you become attached to a person who may not even exist. You don't love them, you love the idea of them. Then reality arrives. You see their flaws, their bad moods, their insecurities, their imperfections, and suddenly you start feeling disappointed, not because they changed, but because reality could never compete with the fantasy you created. And this is why so many people say, I lost feelings. Sometimes you didn't lose feelings. Sometimes you just stopped being able to pretend. And when you become addicted to the fantasy, you start searching for a new one. 2. Lust makes you chase the next person. This is where someone like Denji from Chainsaw Man becomes interesting. Denji spent most of his life deprived of things many people take for granted: affection, comfort, connection. So when he began receiving attention from people he found attractive, it was easy for him to believe that this was what happiness felt like. That if he could just get the girl, if he could just experience the thing he had always wanted, then he would finally feel complete. But lust always makes the same promise. Just one more thing, one more person, one more experience, one more moment of attention, and then you'll finally be satisfied, but you get what you wanted, and somehow you still want more. This is where people confuse the excitement of wanting someone with the reality of loving someone. Because once the mystery disappears, the excitement begins to fade. The chase is over, you know them now, and suddenly someone new appears, someone more attractive, someone more mysterious, someone who gives you that feeling again, and you start comparing a real person you've known for months or years to a fantasy you've known for 5 minutes. Of course the fantasy wins, it hasn't disappointed you yet. But this leads to the most dangerous problem. 3. Lust makes you stop seeing people as people. Eventually, you stop asking, who is this person? And start asking, what can this person do for me? You stop being interested in their thoughts, their fears, their dreams, their personality. You become interested in what they make you feel. And that is when a relationship starts dying, because love requires you to see someone as a complete human being, not just a source of attention, not just a source of pleasure, not just someone who makes you feel attractive. Lust says, I want you. Love says, I want to know you. And those two things can feel identical at the beginning, but eventually the difference becomes impossible to ignore, because attraction eventually becomes normal. The butterflies calm down, the excitement fades, and when that happens, you have to ask yourself, what is left? Do you actually enjoy this person's mind? Do you respect who they are? Do you care about them when they are not making you feel good? Or did you only want them because they made you feel wanted? Because when you only love what someone gives you, you don't actually love them. You love the experience of having them. And the moment they stop giving you that experience, you start looking for someone else. That is how lust turns people into replacements. You stop seeing relationships as something you build and start seeing people as something you consume. So how do you escape this? The next time you feel obsessed with someone, don't immediately ask, do I want them? Ask, do I actually like them? Would you still want to know them if they stopped giving you attention? Would you still care about them if they were no longer a fantasy? Would you still choose them when the excitement disappears? Because love is not proven by how intensely you want someone at the beginning. It's revealed by what remains when wanting becomes normal. You don't always miss the person. Sometimes you miss the attention. You don't always miss the relationship. Sometimes you miss the fantasy. And sometimes you don't want love at all. You just want to feel wanted.